What's the deal, folks? It's your boy Mark Gray. That's 50 Shades for those of y'all around the way. Shouts out to my folks in the DMV. You know how I get down. And those of you who don't, welcome to Straight No Chaser. That's where, you need a stiff shot. I got you. And I got some stiff shots I'm putting up this week as we are now here on the verge of the Final Four. But we got plenty of Final Four stuff to get to. Remember, you can follow me Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Sports Groove. We're going to do a lot more on our IG, boys and girls, because they say that's the wave of the future, and you got to give the people what they want. And what they want is they want news and information straight, no chaser, without the minutia. BS, and we ain't got any time for any BS. So let's get right down to it. I'm struck by, as we get ready for the Final Four, that the Lakers continue to be talked about as the number one story in the association. And they're being talked about because, A, they grossly underachieved, and B, Daddy LeVar Ball had an embarrassing public fiasco that played out to the tune of costing his son Lonzo Ball $1.5 million. A couple of weeks ago, you may have heard where Lonzo was pretty much bilked out of the money, and he put a new tattoo over the Big Baller brand tattoo, which was on his bicep. Seems like his dad, while he was gallivanting around wrestling and calling out everybody from Steph Curry to Michael Jordan, that his boy was jacking the family out of over $1 million and really ruining the opportunities for the Big Baller shoe brand. Moral to the story, fam, just because your kid is successful athletically, you're still the steward of the game. And LeVar done a great job stewarding his kids. Remember, it was his dream to have all three kids go to UCLA, play for the Lakers, and a new era of NBA dominance would ensue. Instead, Lonzo's underachieved and been oft injured. The family's out $1.5 million, and the shoe brand appears bankrupt. You got to crawl before you walk, and every once in a while you got to be humble. And you can't do that when you're intoxicated by the celebrity of being the parent of a star athlete. That, to me, is what happened to Lonzo Ball. I can't feel bad for his dad because his dad was caught up and wasn't mature enough to trust his own process, which had worked. And if he had left well enough alone, we wouldn't be having this conversation anyway. Now to the Final Four. And thankfully, we don't have to deal with the blue bloods, the crowning of Zion, the masterful way that John Calipari works the one and dones that he wasn't able to get to the Final Four. And then there's that Bill Self at Kansas and Roy Williams at North Carolina, who are salt of the earth from the common clave. They've never done anything wrong to be accused of improprieties in their program. So we got Michigan State, Texas Tech, Virginia, and Auburn. I had to rock some orange and blue because the second game is all about the orange and blue tomorrow night. So first and foremost, we'll pick the first game. And I like Michigan State. And if for no other reason than when you got the best point guard in the Final Four, chances are you win the Final Four. I got to roll with Cassius Winston. Cassius Winston may not make a cent in the NBA. He's going to be a hell of a coach one day. He does everything that great leaders do, from counseling his teammates to telling the coach to back off. I got this. And I love Cassius Winston's demeanor, and I think he'll be the calming influence that makes the difference in the Texas Tech matchup. I like Michigan State to win that game by 3 points. I think Auburn is certainly on a roll. They look like a Cinderella team, but I think that Virginia is just so well coached. They're a little bit better than Auburn is, especially without Auburn having its top player, the big fellow in the middle. So I'm going to roll with a national championship matchup on Monday night of Michigan State versus Virginia. Tell me what you think about it on all my social media platforms, wherever you are, wherever you may be checking us out, Facebook, Twitter, on or Instagram. Till next time, it's your boy Mark Gray. That's Mark with a K, Gray with an A, and you've just gotten it straight. No chaser.